Peace, family. King Simon is in the building, and we about to tap in on numerology and healing. You do not want to miss it. Let's get it. Artificial love is all okay with you being you.
Yeah.
Artificial love got something to say about everything that you do. When you do something that's real you that they don't align with, artificial love finna call you out, act funny, say you acting funny, say you switching up. They're finna do everything that they can to get you to go back.
Yeah, they're gonna try to just.
You know what I'm saying? Artificial love doesn't come with elevation. It's a place of where you think you're building patience, but you only procrastinate.
Spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Today I had to disconnect from my low vibrating friend. Hey, spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Hey, yeah. Tell me what part of receiving love make you hate a man.
Peace, family. Shadow Work Sundays, you already know the vibes, big energy. I am King Manifest.
Julio Keys.
It's Khalil, man. I'm here.
And as y'all can tell, we have, a very seasoned OG veteran, as a special guest today. He is a numerologist, a podcast creator of King Simon Presents Only Quality People, an author and an entrepreneur. I am honored to present King Simon.
Peace. High level consciousness. Like my man 19 Keys talk about. High level consciousness. That's why I got on the crown.
Yes, sir. Man, I love your energy, man. I love your energy.
Here.
You know what I'm saying? I say. So peace to the tribe, man. Peace to King Simon. Like I said, family, y'all show love to him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into the cash apps, all that type of stuff later on. Just to bless him and as well, because energy. He's giving energy, and we want to make sure we get that energy back. You know what I'm saying? But once again, much gratitude.
Gratitude.
I say.
All right, so at this time, we're going to balance out ourselves and balance out the energy. First, we're going to ground ourselves. So I'll start off with playing the Root Chakra Bell. All right. Now let's get into the Rainbow Collective exercise. So align our chakras. I say. All right, so now, Kyle, you can take us away, my brother, with the brain gems.
Of course. So, family, you know what I'm saying? You know what time it is. Finna tap in with these brain jams and just get everything into a harmonistic alignment. So, first, take your two hands, put your fingertips together, and just go in a circular motion. And we're aligning and connecting right now. We're bridging the gap. Tapping into these cosmic aligning healing frequencies. And now we're going to take this energy and we're going to bring it up to the crown and the mind's eye. Take our two fingers and just massage the temple area. Massage in those downloads. Massage in these perspectives tonight. Open up your channel. And then now what we're going to do is bring this energy down and ask the goddess Kanisha says, bring it to the heart space to make everything real. So now we're going to tap the heart space. Definitely tap the heart space. I say.
before we get into the message, this is a heart space environment. So we're going to play the heart chakra singing bowl. At this time, you can get into a meditative state. Whatever breath work you like to do, you can do that at this time. Get comfortable and get ready to, like I said, to receive the message. I say. And at this time, we pay respect, show respect, and we are going to, pay homage to the wisdom, of our elders, and we're going to tap in and we're going to take advantage of this opportunity, to be able to learn. And that's why, so King Simon, like I said, these questions come from many different perspectives and many different members of the tribe, and so we're going to start off with the basics, because this is podcast, not podcast. So we're going to start off with the basics first. What is numerology?
The basic of numerology, other than what we've been told. And I first and foremost want to thank all of you for allowing me to come in before your space. That's very important that you acknowledge not just the ancestors of the past, but the living ancestors that have reincarnated into this day and time. So, and I respect, especially, I respect the youth, because I was once a youth that was given a chance by an elder, and I got to honor that. And so thank y'all very much for allowing me in this space. Shadow Work Sundays, where self-love is therapy, and that is the truth. Numerology, anything with ology follows, it just means a study of numbers. That's simple. But because of them or people that was against the scientific or the metaphysics methodology of numerology, they kind of separated what numerology actually is to what it's become, to the point that people can go on dictionaries or Wikipedia, and it's called a pseudoscience, which I tell people be very careful of the word pseudo, because it comes from people that did not understand our ancient systems. They didn't understand, so they will call it false. That's what the word pseudo means. But any application of numbers, whether you're looking at analytics, whether you're looking at likes, whether you're looking at a clock, whether you're looking at anything connected to numbers, is the study of numbers. It's that simple. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's analytical, whether it's a census, that's why we have a book of numbers in the Bible, which was, according to them, the first census, the first count of people, and checking up on people to see how many people is there for that tribe and that tribe. We got to look at it. Remember, biology, study of zoology, the study of. You got to understand. So anything that becomes a proficient study, numero, coming from the Latin word numero, which means, and then ology, which is, you got to understand, it's a study of something that you're connected to or want to connect with. So I try to keep it simple. People want to get all deep. There's different aspects of it, but gematria, Kabbalah, wherever they're going to go with it, that's where I try to keep it simple, because my job is to not scare people, it's to help motivate people. Because sometimes, like Billy Carson, my friend Billy Carson once said, he went on to a lot of numerology sites, and they always seem to be morbid and going down the negative road. I chose to stay on the positive road. Can numerology predict, can numerology, astrology, and all these great modalities predict death? Yes, it can. It can predict death or predict the cycles that you will be in when you die. But No, we pass through these cycles all the time. It's just, have you met up with that point where you're supposed to transition? And usually at least 90 to 95% of the time, people transition in those challenge cycles, the critical cycles. So I look at everything. That's why Dr. Africa told me years ago to look at everything from a holistic perspective. Never look at it one way, you know, where I remember having a discussion with a sister from the Nuwaubian Nation, and she was there telling me about why the 9 should be added. And I told her, I said to her, I because she was so antsy and so emotional, that's why sometimes men got to deal with men and women got to deal with women sometimes in certain instances when it comes to discussion at this level, because she got all real emotional with it. And she didn't understand that the Chaldeans, who were melanated people, they didn't put the number 9 out because they have high reverence for the number 9. And then Pythagoras decided to put it out, European looking, out of their arrogance. But anytime, if you have a 1 through 8 chart as the Chaldeans' mystical older system, if 1 plus 8 does show up and it equals 9, they recognize the 9. So when people start saying, like, speaking on things that they don't know, like that sister at that time, I just let her go and then let her hang up. And, you know, because she actually she was trying to say she was going to set up a session with me, but she really just wanted to argue with me. So again, back to what your question is, numerology is just the study of numbers. So, I mean, I went somewhere, but I wanted to show y'all where I'm at with it to let people know that we here to study. And the word was coined by Dr. Julian Stanton in 1907. That's when the word came together. Dr. Julian Stanton. You can look it up. I could tell you which website is on right now.
Yeah.
I got no problems with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little deep for me because I go by Julio, but my original name is Julian. So I told you I naturally gravitate to the number. So that's you just taught me something. That's interesting.
Well, thank you. I know I'm going to learn from here. Go ahead, brother.
I see.
Now you went in. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's
you know what I'm saying? It's amazing.
I'm just keeping it simple, bro.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, being authentic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we respect it.
You know, thank you.
So the next question, and like I said, these questions are kind of going to progress as we go through the show. Is what are angel numbers?
Angel numbers, as I wrote in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. You got to remember, there's angel numbers, there's synchronicity numbers. But angel numbers are numbers that you constantly see that's always shown up. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a brief story. When I was in my smoking days back at 15, 16 years of age, when I was smoking my weed back in Flatbush, Brooklyn, you know, that's like little Jamaica.
Yeah.
And my family is from Jamaica and Cuba. So my family used to import marijuana from Jamaica back in the day. The real good stuff. I don't know what they got out there today. That's why I don't even smoke. Yeah. But the real good stuff grown in people's backyard in Jamaica, that was imported. It was easier, you know, because that was during the Reagan era. Reagan was allowing a lot of madness back in the day. So I remember smoking so much. One time we tried to smoke, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Cheech and Chong. Now, Cheech and Chong was these movie characters that used to portray the marijuana and smoke marijuana. Everything was about, you know, you smoking, you know, smoking. They used to smoke in a limousine until it was all smoked up and they walk out with all this smoke. This is what they did. So me as a 15, 16-year-old tried it out. But this time we tried it in a Toyota. Toyota's a smaller car.
Yeah.
We had all the windows round up, me and my friends at that time. I was 16, about 15, going on 16 about that time. And because we rolled up the windows, and I'm prefacing the story because this is how I stopped smoking weed. I smoked until we were so high that I ate down the whole refrigerator because it gives you munchies. They was watching me, and then I went to sleep that night at 4:44 in the morning. 4:44 in the morning. Note what I'm saying here. I was choking in my sleep, like something grabbed my chest.
Wow.
And all I can do is cough out a puff of smoke. And I look at the clock, it's 4:44, because I had one of those illuminated clocks, digital clocks at 4:44. And that's the time at that age, at that young age, I said, I'm never going to smoke again because it almost took my life. 444, 4 being one of the numbers of health, healing, and mysterious things happening to you because it's a number of mystery and mysterious and things that can just out of nowhere just happen. So imagine I could have been dead in my sleep mysteriously because of the lung was impacted by the marijuana. And when I started studying Dr. Afrika, Dr. Afrika said, when you add fire to anything, it changes the chemical property and becomes a poison. So now, and I didn't start studying Dr. Afrika like 20, 25 days after my 15th, 16th birthday. I didn't start studying him yet. But when I started, I said, So we used to smoke the Rizla, we used to smoke the frontal leaf and all that kind of stuff, but it almost killed me. And that's what made me stop at that number. And I wasn't even into angel numbers, but I didn't understand. But angel numbers also have a duality. Angels can be a demon on the other side. So I always tell people, I tell my clients all the time, when you see angel numbers, because now that you're recognizing it, and then some people might see 333, 222, all this all the time, every weekend, you gotta stop and really take hold of what you are doing, what you're not doing, and are you doing it at a higher level, or are you going towards a lower level? Because even criminals see angel numbers, and they could be doing criminal activities. Is it the angel they seen or is it the demon they seen? It's up to them and where they put what perspective they take it as at that point of their life. So angel numbers or synchronicity numbers can be, and that's why it's also, remember this word is called angle. If you mix up the word, it's angles. So if we refracted here in angles, that angel number is reminding you to pay attention to the angle of life that you're taking.
Yeah.
And that's where I see. So we always got to, when you see these constant things of numbers popping up, and angel numbers don't have to be 3 numbers. It could be 2 numbers, it could be 1 number. It could be 4 numbers that you constantly see, 2020, 1111. It doesn't have to be just 3 numbers. So we always got to look at those dynamics when you start seeing. You might see 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time. What is it telling you? Each one of those numbers means something. And when I read the numbers or break down the numbers, I tell a story with the numbers. Especially when I break down people's birthdays or their name, I can tell a story with their numbers. Because each number not only represents a certain period of time, but it represents a certain part of you that you can activate at any time, or a frequency connected to you that you can activate at any time. We are not controlled by the numbers. These numbers came through us to guide us, to remind us of who we are. Like astrology. Like cardiology. Right. They're here to remind us. We didn't need all this when we was in our glory. Think about it. Right. If according to their scriptures, we came down as whole men and whole women, having dominion over everything, we didn't need none of this. If we were the angels or the Melchizedek and the Raphaels or the Aset and the Asa and Aset, we didn't need all of this. If we were those entities in the spiritual sense. We needed it now that we're on the earth, which is the experiencing plane. That's why you see all the different things happening. This is the plane of experience. This is the realm of experience. So Dr. Blair used to say, we might experience being white one day. We might experience being Chinese. We might experience being gay. We might experience being, this is the world of experience. That's why I don't have time to hate nobody. I may not agree with people's lifestyle or whatever, but I have no time to hate them. Because I understand energy, and you should not hate energy. How you use the energy is up to you in this realm. So angel numbers are very important, going back to your subject. And it's very important for healing when it comes to wanting to understand. Because if somebody's on a journey and they want to wake up to something and they start seeing angel numbers, whether it's on phones or cars, people might see license plates, pay attention to it. And it's usually telling you what you need to do. And some people are rising to their highest. Some people are going towards their lowest. And like I put in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, some people are complacent. comfortable where they at. And they'll just ignore what they see. And they say, oh, that's just a coincidence. Coincidence means two incidents. It's not a coincidence. Can't be. It's two words here, co and incident. so angel numbers, it can be deep, but I tell people all the time, when you see 3 or 4 or 2, look at the levels of it. Each one is giving you an aspect of where you need to go. So if I see 555, and over here I see 855, more than likely a person like me will add the 8 plus the 555, and that will come up to the 18 for me. But I'm already looking at the 8, which is either recognizing who are assets in my life and liabilities first. The 5 is maybe I need to break free from the liability of those people or that surrounding. And the other 5 is saying, all right, it's time to be adaptable and be able to move about. And so each one of those represents different levels. And then you got the 55, which is another. And then I might look at it backward, 558, holistically. Got to look at it holistically. Don't look at one. So I can look at 85, 55, 855, or 558. I can look at it all kinds of ways because in actuality, our eyeballs are looking at in different ways if you look at the eyeball itself. It's just like mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So I got to look at the mirror reflection of it. That's what we got to pay attention to when we see angel, because they can have another side. There's another doorway. Because every doorway has a going in and a going out. So you can go back and forth with any doorway. You know. I hope I answered that question.
No, man. I was like, yeah, come on, man. Like, yeah, it's deep because I had a question that I actually had. I didn't necessarily scratch, but I didn't keep, and I was telling both of the guys behind the scene. I said, man, I really want to talk about the duality of numbers as well. Don't ever run away from that. Don't ever leave the duality out. You can't. I say.
You should never leave your duality out because in the darkness is where you're going to find the light.
Come on now.
Every time.
All of us were born out of darkness, the dark womb of our mother and the dark penis scrotums of our father. We keep on negating daddy.
Yeah.
But it was the darkness of that scrotum, because the scrotum is at the lowest part and the darkest part of our body. And so is that womb, same place. So both of them have that's why Dr. Africa used to say when a woman get pregnant, both men and women get pregnant together. The family is supposed to be in a celebratory mood, not a labor, what Europeans taught. It's not labor, it's celebration. And because women are birthing children wrong, they're not squatting and doing right. That's why it's like labor. They sit laying on their back doing it instead of squatting like they're supposed to. Every animal every mammal squats. Why they not squatting? So we got to be very mindful of and look at things from a holistic perspective and go back to the ancient times of when we was at our glory. Because right now we're being ruled by only 10,000-year-old people when we're millions of years old.
Let's talk about it.
Just saying.
I'll say,
Hey, the children are running the house. And the children are from Arkham, like Batman. They're from the mental facility. I just came from a lecture with Kaba Hiawatha from Hidden Colors, and he was breaking it down here in Atlanta. Breaking it down. But I take people like him and his message, and I incorporate it into my numerovation. That's why I tell people I don't do numerology anymore. I have to do numerovation because it's about motivating you with the numbers.
You know what I saw that, right?
Say again?
I was on your page and I was looking and I was like, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's sauce right there.
Remember, numero and vation. Numero coming from the word meaning numbers and vation coming from motivation. I got it in the lexicon dictionary now.
Yeah, but I say you got it in the dictionary.
Yeah, it's in the urban dictionary, but it's going into lexicon. A doctor friend helped me to get it into lots of, they take like 5 to 10 years to put in words and stuff. If they could get bootylicious in there, why I can't put my word in it?
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
That is a fact.
Exactly.
All of us can put our words in there. All of us. But that's why they got the urban dictionary. Put your own word in it. When you Google it, you'll see it. Now you can Google your own words. I don't care what you call it. Mathematics. A friend of mine is named Joshua Sarah. Like those books, he call it mathematics. That's where mathematics comes from.
So look, hey, Julio. Julio, go and drop it on it real quick.
Go
What's
ahead,
my
brother.
word? We ain't put it out there yet. What's the word?
Oh, what you talking about? I shizzle.
I chisel. You know what I'm saying?
No, put it in the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah,
Put it in the
man.
Urban Dictionary now. Go get it to the Urban Dictionary. Start off the process, and there's gonna people that's gonna like or dislike it. But that's the rating system, the number system that they're doing, likes and dislikes. So get it in the Urban. Put your words in it, man. We taught them how to write and read.
Come on now.
We're the original teachers. Write and read. Why you think people might create them name like Deshaun or Daquan? Because they're going back to the ancient thought pattern. Like, yo, we did this. So don't be afraid to tell your story, man. Tell your story through your language. And I tell people nowadays, put your picture in back of your book. So people recognize that it was a melanated person 100 years from now could say, that's why I'm back of all my books. Lloyd never used to put his pictures in the back of his book. Now he's putting pictures in back of his book because I'm doing it. I told him never, because he was growing up through a time when everybody would be biased against you because you're black. And, he grew up in that time. He's 70-something years old. So he grew up against that bias. Well, in the back of this book, my pictures are there. And I don't call it new age. I call it ancient age. I don't let these Europeans denote what it's ancient, like Blavatsky and Aleister Crowley and his madness. They hated Pascal Beverly Randolph, the first African-American metaphysician teacher and sexologist. Pascal Beverly Randolph, look him up. They mimicked his picture. They mimicked Dr. Strange after him.
Wow.
I'll show you a picture. Hold on.
That's
what's his name again?
Tonight.
Pascal Beverly Randolph.
Wow, it looks just like Dr. Strange.
It is.
That's crazy.
That's him. This
Wow.
is a biography of him. Pascal, or just look up P.B. Randolph if you can't say Pascal, but that's
P.B.
it.
Randolph, okay.
Look at his face.
Looks
at his
just
face.
like Dr.
That's
Strange.
It's a light-skinned black dude. They call him the first, they said the 19th century black American spiritualist, Rosicrucianist, and sex magician.
Okay.
And it was Brother Asir, the Duke of Tears, that was a comic book buff that brought this out to us years ago. The God brought it out. I said, man, I gotta go study him.
That's gonna be my rabbit hole later tonight.
No, facts.
Gotta study him. So I'm just taking y'all back to the history and not the mystery.
You hear me?
It's the history. We've been doing this. And he even studied abroad. And he knows that it's ancient. And then when I get books like this, I got my books, bro. This one here is called Africa Counts.
Ooh.
Now this is by a white woman, but our elder John Henry Clark did a foreword in the book and broke down about numbers and all the counting system that was mystical in Africa. So if he validates this white woman because he read through the book first before he even decided to write the intro in this book. Africa Counts by her name is Claudia Veslaski. Claudia Veslaski. Get the books, brother. I can only show you. I can show you better than I can tell you.
No, for sure.
Because y'all are the youth and y'all gonna be the next one. When I transition and when Lloyd transition, y'all gonna be teaching. And then your children's children. I got 12 grandchildren, 9 children. They gonna be teaching. Look out.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
Look out. Look out.
You're gonna send them out to the four corners of the earth. Get busy.
They already there. They
They
already
already
there.
there.
They already there. I don't even have to say.
See?
Because I know their numbers and I know they're going to tap in. My sons right now, my daughters, my sons, 2 of my sons, they tapping in. But everybody's ready. They waiting for daddy to retire. Daddy ain't retiring too soon.
They don't want the competition. They want the competition off the scene.
But I'm telling them I'm not a competition to them because I'm telling them, look, I used to be a reggae artist. I was number 5 on the reggae chart amongst the Beanie Mans and the Shaggy. Shaggy and I went to Erasmus together.
Really?
So this, I'm not new to this stuff. But I told my son, although you're into the artistry, you're not gonna do what I did. This is your life is to be in the R&B. I was in the reggae. So go ahead, free up, do it. Do it. I want to see you top me. I was on stage in Madison Square Garden. Go top me.
Yeah.
Do it in R&B because I did the reggae. Go top me. I've been on radio. I've been with these artists. I opened up for Ice Cube. I've done this. You too, your turn. They got these new artists out here. Young girl, all these guys, the Young Thugs and everybody. Brooklyn in the house. That's right. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn. Via Africa, Jamaica, and Cuba.
Yeah.
So you go ahead, brother. I know y'all got questions. Let's get
Nah, we big lit, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is what we're here for.
This is a soul tribe place, man. This is a place where every time we come and we gather every Sunday, man, it's like kicking it with the family that we can't kick it with in our immediate space. We come together energetically and have a little party. You know what I'm saying? A healing party. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I don't even know y'all, but I love y'all because
definitely.
because I love myself, and I know I was your age, and I'm 56. I'll say 5 + 6 is 11. I'm 11.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know what? Cause you remember Bob Marley used to say, "Once a man, twice a child."
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my second childhood, getting ready to get out of here, bro. I'm down with that. I'm with that. I'm not afraid of it because I've seen where I'm going already. I've seen my travels in the universe. I've been taken. So I'm not afraid of death. I just want to die at peace and quiet. I want to transition in peace and quiet. And none of us should be afraid of it because the ancestors in Kemet and Timbuktu taught us that there is no death.
Mm-hmm. I'm
not saying take your life. Do what you're supposed to do in your lifetime. Because you're looking at somebody who almost took his life 3 times until every intervention at every time I was in a mental health cycle. When I realized and I look back, if you go in my book, New Motivation to Mental Stability, I point out all the cycles I was in at that time. And I didn't even recognize it because I was into numbers, but I wasn't going that deep until I started writing. Mm. And I almost took my life from 8 years of old because of my skin complexion, not knowing that, thinking my family loved me because I didn't love me because I was too dark, because I was the darkest one in the family. And those things in Caribbean family or even people from the South, classism and, hatred. Oh, he's so black and why he come out so black? And all that was going on in my family. And that's why I was such a sensitive child. And that goes with the numbers because I'm born February 1st, right? I'm born the same day as Rick James, Langston Hughes, and a few other people, right? But the 2 in numerology, that February, that month, represents the first 28 years of my life. That represents the development cycle. So if 2 is a sensitive number and an intuitive number, I was sensitive to what people said at that early part of my life. So it's important when we talk about healing, this is about therapy. The word healing in numerology and Pythagorean numerology adds up to 29, which is 11. So it's a healing number, but it deals with internal healing that has to start first with that mathematics in the Pythagorean system. So once you understand, I'm happy to share this with everybody because every word has a frequency and a mathematical connection to it. Every word you put up here, Shadow Work Sunday, where self-love is therapy, all that has a frequency. And if you tap into the frequency, then you know how to use it better for yourself. That's why I've gotten better, at and recognizing when those traumatic times try to sneak up, because all of us been through some form of trauma. It's how we manage it, and are we willing to manage its weaknesses so we can strengthen our strengths? We got to strengthen our strengths. Because everybody has strengths, and we can show our strength, and we be in the gym working out. We show our strength towards our woman, protecting our family. But are we showing the true inner strength that will fortify who we are and what we're supposed to do in this realm? Numbers is just an inkling of it, just a piece of the puzzle. That's all. Because now that we've fallen from grace, brothers and the sisters out there, now that we've fallen from grace, now it's time to take our place and claim the space, the universal, and stop making it a mystery because it's our true history. We got to get rid of that mystery stuff. Mystery means my story. That's all it means. They just turned it into a mystery.
Yeah.
Put it into their churches and put it in their Vaticans and black Madonnas and worshiping the black wall. They doing it. We just not using our powers enough so we can have that self-love. Because the more you love yourself, and let me tell y'all, I joined the 5% Nation at 14 years of age. And the only reason I joined it is because after hating or feeling that people hated me so much, when Elijah Muhammad gave those lessons to people like Clarence X and Malcolm X and Farrakhan and Dr. Khalid Muhammad and all the greats, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. Yo, that struck a tone at 14 for me. That was it. God of the universe? That was it. That dispelled all the bull crap that we was taught in school by these Europeans. Now I understood. And then I started going on my journey, studying those lessons. That's why I will never disrespect the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, because it stimulated a Dr. York, it stimulated a Malcolm X, it stimulated a Khalid Muhammad, it stimulated the Black Panthers, it stimulated many organizations to call us God. And we've been reading about it in the Bible all the time. It says, ye are God's children of the Most High. That's 82, Psalms 82, verse 6. That's in the Bible. So in their Bible, since we're dealing with Christians and we got a lot of people coming out of that Christian culture, their family was Christian, you got to understand this. The truth is in those scriptures, Bible, Quran, all of it. It's now how you decipher it and how you take what you need for yourself, because in our father's mansion and our mother's mansion, because it's father and mother, it wasn't just because usually it's the mother that take care of the home. It was father and mother's mansion. They removed the mother. Bunch of male angels and no females. Something wrong. It's because there's a bunch of children, 10,000-year-old children, that's put us in amnesia and is ruling us, who was here millions of years, even in the pockets, in the air pockets of the universe. I remember Dr. York said to me, who was then called Imam Isa, he was just performing as Dr. York. He said, yo, we are 76 trillion years old. 76 trillion. He said that to me privately, and he said it at a lecture. And he always used to say Shadi, because that was my Muslim name, Shadi. He said Shadi, because he was the first to record me as a reggae artist. And he said, Shadi, anytime you feel sad and upset, always sing and always smile. That's why I always got a smile on my face.
Yeah.
F that. You know what I'm saying? Dr. York was one of them. No matter what's going on with his life now, what he did, I wasn't there when that happened. I know what I know from 85, 84 to 88. After that, I was gone. I left that community. I went into the Nation of Islam after that. So I dreamt about Farrakhan in the Ansar community while I was there, and I just went to there, and that's when I was connected with Dr. Khalid, and Khalid was one of the most fearless warriors you ever meet. I brought him to Canada. If you Google Khalid in Montreal, Canada, me and my team brought him to Montreal. We got banned from Canada just because of it. I got banned from Canada because I was only, so I'm in good position. Farrakhan is banned from Canada, Khalid was banned from Canada, and I was banned from Canada. So I'm good. So I'm just saying this just to preference things for your audience, that beloved brothers and sisters, do not leave this planet without sharing your gifts. Do not leave this planet. These brothers here are sharing their gift. All of us got tapestry behind us. We understand. We understand the spiritual work. I put this in because whatever negativity you might throw at me out there, it's going into the Metatron. It's going into
right, mine going into the womb.
Exactly. This is the womb too. This is the womb. All these circles. The circle represents the womb. And Les Brown, the great motivational speaker of my time, who's still around. Y'all check Les Brown out and check out Reverend Ike, because these guys help to reform your language. Reverend Ike taught us back in the day, don't spend money, circulate money. He was the first one to talk about that. Because if you circulate money, it always comes back to you like Tai Chi, yin and yang. Yeah. It's always coming back to you. And then Les Brown used to say, imagine, and I'm talking to everybody in the audience that's watching. I love every one of you. I don't even know you. But it was an elder like him that guided me. Those elders guided me. I got to share their wisdom with y'all, because there's a science to live in.
I see.
Reverend Ike wrote the book. Reverend Ike wrote the book. Science of Living. Health, joy, and prosperity for you A Science of Living study guide. Go get his book because it's prevalent right here now. Because if we let the negative of media, which is ruled by the number 4, the lower frequency of the 4, which is the mental health number, media, social media, all of that is ruled by the lower frequency of the number 4, and on the lowest angle of the number 4 is mental health. And you got to protect your mental health. And it was Les Brown that says, imagine all of you dying or going to your deathbed right now. Suppose you was in the hospital at your age right now, and you was at your deathbed, your family's coming around you, but this time all your gifts and talents came around you and looked at you with crying eyes and said, we came to you and you did not use us. Imagine that. If you look at life from that perspective, brothers and sisters, you would use all of your talents, because every one of us got a talent. Everybody got an individual talent, just like we got individual fingerprints, individual eye retina prints, individual feet prints. We all got talent. It's just, are you willing to tap in to use it like I have? Yo, my teacher, one of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, loves me because he know I'm born under that number 1 frequency. He know I'm not just going to follow the path. I'm going to lead a trail. Numerovation is the leading of. That's why I said yesterday's numerology is not today's numerovation. Yesterday. And he agrees with that, because if you talk to anybody in the numerology field, they're supposed to motivate you. My man here, Julian, studies numerology. What you supposed to do? Motivate him. You know that. It's not just numerology, study of numbers. You motivate them. So it's numerovation. You motivating them now, because you want them to live on, to be their best. That's what I'm striving to do. That's what I'm here for, brother. Because I know my 3 times, and the last time that I thought about taking my own life, I was in a nightclub, big MC, on radio, doing morning shows, all that kind of bull crap. And I'm still in a club and not happy. In a nightclub. I was a big nightclub runner. People know me as Simon Templar. On radio with David Levy, rocking you, every Bobby Condos and Jabba. I've worked with Public Enemy. I've worked with different people. They know me. That's why I hang out with Professor Griff out here in Georgia. They know me. But I was not happy, even in the months of women dancing, 4 women at a time dancing around me while I got the mic in my hand, rocking. I'm one of the best reggae dancehall MCs, next to Tony Matahan and a few others, but I'm one of the best when it comes to rocking a microphone back in the day. I had women around me. I'm just saying, I'm just prefacing this because that was one of my gifts and talents, to be able to speak and draw people into the dance floor, make them dance and have fun with them. And that's why that's one of my talents. And I'm telling y'all, the numbers on me showed me what I was supposed to do. Thanks to Lloyd Strayhorn in 1989. Thanks to my grandmother, who used to recognize birthdays all the time and send out birthday cards, and it would get there right on time for their birthday. She was born June 22nd. She was a master number. She wasn't doing numerology, but she understood the importance of celebrating people's birthday, because you got people out there that don't believe in celebrating birthdays, but you got to think, when it comes to your mother and a birthday, she could have died while giving birth to you. There's a ring of fire that's happening at that moment. And any point, the mother could have died or the child could have died, or both of them could have died at the same time. You got to celebrate life and celebrate your ass on the way out in death. That's why New Orleans have a big old party. Like, oh yeah, let's go. He left. Yeah, let's do this. That's what I want.
So you gotta turn out one last time.
Yo, we just keep, remember, although Europeans like the Greeks and the freaks, they said the Alpha and the Omega. The Africans, the ancient ones, didn't believe in Alpha and Omega. They believe in a continuation. So they understood. That's why in the movie that Keanu Reeves was in, what was that?
Talking about The Matrix?
The time when the time stood still, a day that I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that movie? He said, "Look," he said, "We don't die. We transform. We don't die. Because I remember Jaden Smith was looking at his father and trying to find his father and all that kind of stuff because his father died early. He said, no, we don't die. We transform. And that's an ancient teachings. That's not modern. That's in the studies of Kemet. That's why they used to take when a quote unquote pharaoh, that's not the real name, but when a pharaoh used to die, they used to take all the servants with them, the cats, the dog, everybody's coming with me to the other side. Me, I want live on, do your thing. Just put me in the ground. What y'all coming for? But that's the mentality of some of those. And I think it was really the pharaohs that came in after the mixture of Greece and all of them that did that. They wasn't doing all of that crazy stuff in our ancient times. So I'm just saying this because a part of the therapy is recognizing your divinity in history so you can get rid of the mystery. That's all. And that's what Professor James Smalls talk about when you hear him on Brother Richard's show and different other. That's what Kaba Hiawatha says in Hidden Colors, Phil Valentine, all of them. The dark, it gets darker as you dig deeper. Our history is here. And numbers is a part of it. The cosmology is a part of it. All of this is a part of it. Somebody has stolen our birthright. That's all. So I hope everybody out there understands this, man. I hope everybody understands.
No,
I got a question for you, King Simon.
Let's get it.
Let's go before I get out of here.
My question for you is, so we know that we have 7 chakras being numbered 1 through 7. What would be the benefits of utilizing numbers as a tool like crystals to alleviate a chakra blockage?
That's interesting because, first of all, according to Indian studies, there's 7 chakras. Mm-hmm. In our studies, it says it goes beyond that. Some people some people used to say 9, some used to say 22. There's different parts of this. Like that's why I say study from a holistic. But as far as using the numbers, remember, each number in numerology has its own healing aspects. Where if you're using the 1 to 7 chakra system, remember, because those are different systems talking about going from the root chakra all the way up. And the 7 being the crown chakra, which is the spiritual chakra, which is supposed to be the spiritual number, but we forget that 9 is also a higher level and 8 is also a higher level. So we got to also look at that. But the 9, the first one, using the number 1, remember, 1 is the assertive energy. So whatever, and what's so funny is the root chakra and the penis look like the number 1. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. It's not gonna get sexual and crazy. It represents the number 1. It represents that chakra that can go up. But the woman's womb holds the number 1. It's an internal working there. So in order for you to use those different using numbers, you just have to be able to identify those numbers and connect it to the healing aspect of each chakra. So if 1 represents the assertive energy and the creative energy, and usually right there, the lower parts is where y'all do your creation, your procreation. Start healing, working with healing with each one of those chakras at different levels and connected. So if 2 represents internal, and that's dealing with the chakra right around the stomach area, then you got to deal with the internals of the stomach, because in numerology, the number 2 is related to the stomach area. It deals with the digestive system. It's in my book. It's in Lloyd's book. It's even in the Indians, the book of the Indians book, the brother from India named Harish Johari's book. So again, then you're dealing with 3 over here. Then you got the third chakra dealing with around the solar plexus area. Now that deals with expansion, and we know that's a solar. If it's soul, the sun, the energy, it expands. Now you're dealing with the expansion level. So that connect those understandings to it. But there's also a lower side. That's why when you're doing chakra healing and they're spinning pendulum, if it goes the other way, that means that chakra is not working well. That means it's not advancing or growing. So you got to understand that whole concept and learn how to relate it to it. Study it, yes, but we willing to understand the positive interpretation of the numbers connected to it, and then add it on. That's how you could work all that. Again, the 7th chakra is the crown chakra. That's the releasing of the spiritual energy. And that in religious numerology, they talk about 7 being that the God number, the God frequency, because God rested on the 7th day. They thinking about it. So right now we can still be in God's rest. He's just dreaming about everything. The creator. I mean, just going from a religious. I'm not going there, but I'm just saying. But if you're going with numbers, always use the highest interpretations and connect it to whatever you're doing, so you can do the necessary work on yourself. Because the numbers are just symbols to remind you and gives you and remind you of what you need to interpret it for that particular time, especially in your own way. Because like I said earlier, before we got on, I said, I never call people my students because I am participating in learning just like you. I don't know nothing. And if you say you know nothing, you know nothing. If you say you know everything, you know nothing. Don't let people tell you that. That's what I didn't like about certain leaders. They always think they know it all. And Dr. York used to do the same thing, like he knew how to answer everything. But once you know everything, you really know nothing. Because if you can't tell me how many hair follicles is on your arm, it's your arm. You haven't counted it.
Had that same arm your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
You had it all your life. When did you count all these hairs? But you could tell me about Jesus, Muhammad, and the third universe, the third density of the world, all these places. It's a matter of perspective. Do I respect the knowledge? Of course, because Dr. York's knowledge helped me to open my eyes to want to do research and not take nothing on face value. The Messenger's research told us to study from the cradle to the grave. We kept on studying. I don't stop studying. I'm not in none of those organizations no more, but I do respect them. I study the chakras, but I don't study proficiently enough where I have to delve in. I use it when I need it. I take what I need, and I keep on moving. I add on, because if you look at my, I got the Tao, I got P. Manley's book, Teachings of All Angels. I got the Gnostic Bible. I got the tablets. I got all of it up there. I got all of it. I studied it all. But I take what I need to make me a better person, because at the end of the day, according to ancient Kemet, your heart has to weigh the same amount as a feather. So you better just do good. Take what you got. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, and all that. If that's what makes you better, then stay right there. As long as your heart is as light as a feather. That's what they're looking at. They're not looking about how much knowledge you got. Because you don't even have a knowledge of the ants and their unity and understand the bees' unity yet.
Come on, man.
You don't understand the ants and the bees' unity, and they're unified. And we can't. We as dark as the ants. They got more, and we can't even unify.
Yep.
Oh, that's real. So look, I know you gotta get out of here. So what I ask is if we could get 2 more questions off for you.
Let's
Julio definitely gotta get a question. It's gonna kill him. He don't get a question.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Because he's the numbers guy for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead,
and
man.
then I'll complete the final question of the show.
Come on, Julian. Let's do it.
Cool. So I want to preface my question with a little anecdote very quickly.
Okay.
When I was getting into, I'd say, my higher knowledge and coming to learn who and what I truly was, synchronicity was something that piqued my interest immediately. And as I began to notice it, it began to increase in its frequency.
Yes.
So as a kid, I had my favorite animal was a turtle. And I had this inside joke since I was like 3-4 years old. And I would say when I got older, I was going to have a turtle and name him Ishmael. So one day I'm back home, and it's funny because this is a weird story like yours. I'm back. I went to Howard University, and I'm home. Yeah, so I
performed there years ago. I performed with Public Enemy over there.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay, so I'm in my backyard, home from break. I'm hitting my little blunt in the backyard, and a turtle walks up to me, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I haven't seen a turtle in years. I had been seeing 1001, and I still see 1001 to this day. I've been seeing it over and over. As I see this turtle, I get a call on the phone that says, "May I speak to Ishmael?" And immediately I get chills at the correlation. So of course I hang up the phone and I look at the time and it's 10:01. So now I'm just like, I'm really taken aback because I'm like, something has been looking at my thoughts since I've been a kid, and it knows my thoughts well enough to make a connection like that at this particular time I had been seeing. So prefacing that to my question,
yeah.
in certain aspects of synchronicity, do you think there is a encoded algorithm that functions via numerics to what we call reality that has certain things kind of on a, I don't even want to say predestined, but has things ordered in a way that things happen at precise moments with precise thoughts and precise feelings?
Of course, because everything is mathematics. I mean, the teachings of is mathematics is back in the day. The teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was mathematics is Islam and Islam is mathematics. But Islam is a way of life, so mathematics is life, and life is mathematics. Everything we do is a mathematical thing. Even if you meet somebody at the corner, it was supposed to meet that person at the corner. Even if y'all looked at each other in the eye, maybe y'all wasn't supposed to really talk in this dispensation of time, maybe another lifetime. Because I tell people, and so your experience, and matter of fact, the I Ching is based on turtles.
Ooh,
Go
okay.
study the numerology of I Ching. That's based on a 4,000-year turtle Chinese.
And I've dabbled with I Ching, but I didn't get deep into it, so I need to revisit that.
Yeah. I'll show you the books. Hold on one second that you should consider.
Hey man, King Simon dropping the keys tonight, man.
I'm just showing you that I'm not new to this. I'm true to
this. Oh yeah.
That book right here, I Ching, and
Okay,
this by a Chinese guy named Alfred Wang. That's the book I Ching, numerology of the I Ching.
I gotta grab that.
Chinese numerology by Chinese people. Those are two Chinese people. I'm going to give you two Chinese people. They translated Evelyn Lip, and then this is by a white guy. This is Chinese numerology by Richard Webster.
Yeah,
and I even got Japanese numerology, bro. But that was look at Richard Webster's book. Look at it carefully. Look what's on there. Look at the front. Look what's on there. Look at the shape behind the scenes.
What is that? I'm trying to look close. Oh, is that
that's a turtle back.
Ooh, okay.
I'm
Wow.
trying to tell you.
Wow. Okay.
Turtle
numbers
back.
on that thing. Yeah.
I'm just showing you that this go back, and that's just a white boy. That's just a white boy that went and studied. Chinese people know they do. They study. Remember, like Kaba was just saying, but we studied nature to be. And Elijah Muhammad used to say, "Study nature and be wise." Study nature. You learn the sounds of the lion roar. That's why because they said he roared at the sun. That's why I call it Ra. We got thinking, ka, ka.
Yeah.
We listening to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Ram Umar, he designs a lot of Kemetic clothing. Ram Umar is somebody you'll need to probably get on. Hit him up on IG. He definitely responds. Ram Umar. He's a designer of
How you spell it?
Ram, Ramomar. One word. Ram Umar. You tell him King Simon sent you. He born January 11th. Master at writing hieroglyphics. At Medu Neter, and the master of speaking it and showing you its connection to the tones of life.
You know what's deep? I've been studying, and me and Kyle talked a lot. Me and Julio, we talked a lot about the Medu Neter because that is almost like it's almost law in my house to learn it and to speak it and to understand it. You know what I'm saying? I think is it Mafu Dashi?
Mfundishi. Yep.
Mfundishi. Yeah, that's the guy we've been tapping in with.
His book.
Yep, I got that book.
Ooh, okay.
It's my teacher, man. One of my teachers. And you think he's bad? Raketi Amen is better than him. She taught him.
Okay.
And
what's her name?
Raketi Amen. Raketi Amen. And she's one of the teachers at Dr. Phil Valentine's School. Or your online university. Yeah. Okay. So you think they're bad. Now Raketi, the sister's much older, but she's a linguist, and she's the one that translated Sheikh Anta Diop's books back. She's one of the team members that translated a lot of Sheikh Anta Diop's book back in the day. Y'all gotta check out the Sheikh because he used to speak French. And they helped translate his book back in the day, so.
Oh yeah, we lit.
We leaving this episode with homework. We got a nice little reading list.
Oh no, I'm coming back and watching this mug and stop pausing and what you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I've been taking notes this whole time.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody in your chat said Ram Umar is a real one. Yeah, he's a real dude, Jamaican dude. He grew up in America.
Look at his name.
Yeah, Ram Umar. And you can get his clothing. His clothing is fire, but it's high-end clothing. Erica Badu and all them people wear his clothing. They high-end, bro. High-end.
Yeah, big vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, before I ask the final question, man, I just want to show you gratitude, man, for real, because you got me lit. I ain't gonna lie. After this live, I'm about to have to go run or something. I don't know. I'm too lit. My energy is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just remember, brothers. Just remember, brothers. Y'all are the walking book. Those are just reminders from people's perspective. Take what you need. Make yourself better. You don't even have. Bobby Hemmett used to tell us. Sometimes he'll buy a book and probably he only needed to read a paragraph, a page, or just a sentence, and then he'll put the book down. And that he can expound on that whole, because it's already in us. It's already in y'all. It's already in me. That's why I'm able to just, and I'll start reaching. I mean, when I used to be in religion, I have my oldest Bible I have up here. When it was time to debate on the streets of New York, my Bible, it was just open to the quote. Poof, and then the Quran, poof, and I'm breaking it down to preachers and pastors. Those who know us from the 80s, the Ansar Allah community, dressed in all white. We were battling people on 42nd Street or on the streets of New York with scriptures, and we were speaking Arabic. We was breaking down Hebrew, and we was going it into Amharic. We was going because Imam Isa just taught us different languages just to make sure we research and dig deep. We was going in. I just have that mental training from going into that. That's why I'm able to go reach for a book. When y'all say something, and I think of my mind, because our brain, our thoughts, our speed of thought is over 24 billion miles per second. So it's like, pop, 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 pop. Let's get it. Yeah. And that's what we got to do. What's the last question, brother? I know you said you got to.
Let's get it. No, because I got to tap in on this. First of all, it has one of your quotes, and it's a live with you and Lloyd Strayhorn. You know what I'm saying? So y'all was on Black Magic 369. This 363, my fault.
Yeah, it's my brother.
This was I just go by Brother Rich at this point, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is probably 6 years ago, but it's a while ago. And so you basically said that numerology reveals the cycles and the seasons that you are in.
Yes, it does.
Which is essentially a big part of shadow work.
Yes.
So would you consider numerology as a tool for healing, you know, in the sense of when someone is doing a daily reflection, say they want to go through the inner child, memories of the heart space.
Yes.
Can they connect with numbers and dates and things of that sort to align and to be able to connect with certain frequencies and different energies to be able to bring the awareness to the healing process?
Of course, wherever, again, numerology just means wherever numbers is used, you can apply it. Just remember our ancient ancestors of antiquity, before it even became numerology or the word numerology, it was using patterns, cycles, and sequences. We had to. The almanac for growing food, for mapping the weather. We had to do women giving birth. When we was going, learn the rhythm cycle. When we want to make love with women, you know what I'm saying? We had to know all that. That's all dealing with numbers. Anything dealing with geometry, algebra. Remember, algebra is coming from the darker Arabs. It's not from the white Arabs. You know what I'm saying? So yes, and that's why, I personally always look at the date and break it down, and see what's the theme of the day. You might do all the other things, but there's always a theme of each day, a theme of each month, a theme of each year, a theme of each hour. Everything has its theme. So if it's 2:00 and I know 2:00 is probably a water number, so to speak, then I should drink water, or I should go take a bath in some good water, take a nice bath during the 2:00 hour, or the 11 o'clock, since that adds up to 2. Or if I want to cool down because I'm in a heated day or I'm in a heated cycle, like a number 9 is a 1 cycle. We haven't even discussed the flow lines of numbers. The circular numbers represent feminine, and the straight numbers, the straight line numbers represent masculine. We ain't even looking at that. There's a flow line of numbers. There's a way how numbers flow in order for you to get the next gist of the numbers. That's why I said in my books, look at things from a holistic perspective. And in all of my books, this book, the children's book on health, this is a children's book on health. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. I break down all the numbers from 1 to 31, from only calendar dates, for all the health issues that you can attract under each number in that book. And let me show it to you again so y'all can see it big. So it's
Yeah,
called.
if you can show whatever books you want to show right now, and just let us know where we can purchase your books. And
I'm gonna put it in your chat. I'm gonna put my link tree in your chat.
Okay.
So you can see it. So you can see it. You can post it on there in the banner, right? It's Linktree. But this is one of the books. I want to make sure everybody gets this book for your children, but it's also for adults. All of us are children of the Most High. So all right, good. So if we're children of the Most High, we need to learn how to use this. King Simon, let me write it down real quick. King Simon, the New Motivator. Yeah. So oops. Okay, so I'm sending it to you in your private chat, so you can put it up. You can copy it and send it out. That's one book. This is my last book. New Motivation for Mental Stability. This focuses on mental health and how to stay motivated, because most of us are going through mental. If your mind is not right, your behind will follow. That's why the great ones used to say, the great singers in Vogue used to say, free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your mind. That's why I wrote this book. My books are subject books. Again, that one for children's health is not just for, those are my two grandchildren right there, my first two grandchildren. That's in my book. That's them. And then where's my other book? This is my other book. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. You can go to my link tree for all of my books. And then I like that title. I have one more book, and that one is called. This has numerology in it, but this is a numerology. It's called no promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. This is my life. This is part of my life in promotion. You're gonna see people like Malik Yoba in here. You're gonna see Beanie Man in here. You're gonna see Shabba Ranks in this book. I got pictures of all of them in my book, because these are people that I hung out. But I break down the numbers in the 7th chapter. I break down the numbers of why I did what I did, from my numbers, from my birthday and my name, and under what name, because everything has a frequency that is connected to, and you can help align yourself so you can navigate better in this realm when you understand your numbers, understand your astrology, understand your cardology, whatever modality that we have to use to get ourselves to remember or recall so we can realign ourselves again. We need to use it.
What's your Cash App as well, family? I should have asked this a minute ago.
Oh, they could go to my link tree. It's on my link tree. Everything is on my link tree. I got a donation button for my ministry of New Motivation. Go to my link tree for everything, websites, my YouTube channel, all my books. Nominate me for the Forbidden Knowledge awards. They got a Forbidden Knowledge awards coming up in a big prestigious place. Nominate me for that. Of course, we got a big workshop happening in New Orleans. So New Orleans, I'm coming out there. Me, Lloyd Strayhorn, Jackie Levine, Aquarius Maximus, and Nina Divine, Aquarius Maximus' mom. We're going to be in New Orleans from the 17th of August to the 19th of August. It's going to be a 3-day cosmic retreat, a circle of conscious and cosmic retreat. Y'all want to be there and see us do our work. Believe me.
Oh yeah, big lit. And I'm gonna post your family tribe. I will post his link tree in the Telegram.
Yeah, please.
So y'all can tap in and y'all can support them, you know what I'm saying, for coming in and tapping in and giving us this. On this platform, we call it ancient healing wisdom. You know,
if you don't mind, can I share one thing with the family? Can I share one thing before we finish?
Oh man,
I went over time, but it's all good, man. My queen is supposed to call me, so I know she probably but let me share one thing. I'm gonna share screen real quick.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Can you do that?
Most definitely, yes, sir.
I want to show y'all something real important. All right, boom. There it is. Y'all see that? This is the lessons of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And this is one of the reasons why I love what he taught. It says mathematics is life and life is mathematics, and it stands true. You can always prove it at no limit of time. 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. We can prove it at no limit of time. Then you must learn to use it and secure some benefits while you are living. That is luxury, money, good homes, friendship, in all walks of life. That is the supreme wisdom. The only words that I changed was life, because they said after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is life, but Islam is a way of life. So I wanted to change it so it can be palatable for you people out there that are studying spirituality. All of that you see on there, luxury, money, good homes, friendship, and all walks of life, is all spiritual based also. You have spiritual side and you have a physical side to everything. Look at the duality. Understand that. That's why he said, if you notice, he didn't say friendship with only black folks. He didn't say friendship with only white folks. He said all walks of life. All walks of life, if you learn how to use your mathematics. That's what y'all need to learn how to do. And numbers are connected. If you're using numbers, you're using mathematics. I can add, subtract, multiply. And I'm going to be on Lloyd Strayhorn's show on the 22nd because he wants to ask me a question about how to change my life path, how you can change your life path. And let me share something with y'all, young family out there right now, because I still consider myself young. Amongst it, I can still do 100 push-ups straight. My thing. I don't have no problems doing all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still train in martial arts and all that, climbing trees and all that. Because you only mentally believe what you are. If you believe that you're old and decrepit, then you're gonna be that. I don't think that. You know, my queen is in her 30s, so it is what it is. They're coming.
I say, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. So, but I wanted to say to the family how important it is for you to understand that when you add your birthday, the month, the day, and the year you're going, that is called a life path. But if you want to find a trajectory of your life path, how far it can go if you apply the interpretation after you've understood the trajectory, that deals with multiplication. Multiply your birthday. Because remember, multiplication is exaggerated addition. It exaggerates and take you where you got to go to the next level. People not using that, not recognizing that. Because once somebody was on the live said, you can't change your life path. I said, yes, you can. And you know who stimulated that for me to think like that? Dr. B Series, because he came on my phone. He came on my phone and left a message saying, hey, King Simon, I want to change my life path. And I said, yeah, you could do that. Because my mind started thinking. And my mind went to sleep, went to rest one time, and it just said, yo, I've been saying that all the time. If you multiply, because a lot of people keep it simple with numerology and just add, and then when you want to find the challenges, you subtract and all that kind of stuff. But you can divide and multiply too. The division is exaggerated subtraction, and a multiplication is exaggerated addition. So it's all right. Add on and see where your trajectory goes. That's why I teach the Bath method in my class. I have an 8-hour class that you can pay for, and it's a course that's already pre-taped. It's $444, but once you pay for it, it's yours. My sessions are $100 a half an hour. But you pay for it, you watch it over and over again. I'm telling you, once you understand the Bath method is beyond the numbers, around the numbers, see beyond the numbers, see around the numbers, see the trajectory of the numbers, and learn to listen or hear the numbers. Because we turn to see 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, because something is in our minds that say, look, something is saying in our mind. Some ancestor, some deity, some bloodline is telling us, look, you're seeing 2, 2, 2 for a reason. You're seeing 3, 3, 3. So my method online is called the Bath method. B representing beyond, A representing around, T represent the trajectory, and H representing hearing the numbers. That's why I call it numerovation, holistic numerovation, because I'm looking, and I don't do with H-O, I do W-H-O. Holistic, because it's a holistic way.
I do the same thing. I say.
Got to. Whole H-O deals with health, but when you're looking at things from a holistic perspective, now you're looking at the whole, like Dr. Africa taught me, and Dr. Africa is the publisher of 3 of my books. He published this book, he published this book, and he published this book before he passed on. Before he transitioned, he published. So anytime you support me, you support Dr. Africa.
Sure.
Okay.
And Dr. Africa was one of those elders. And it's always good to have elders that believe in you. And like Les Brown used to say, and I'm telling everybody out there, sometimes you have to believe in the people that believe in you until your belief kicks in. Sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. Sometimes we don't recognize our power. And don't poison your children with your mind control. Let them be free. Give them guidance, yes. But let them be free to ask you questions. No stupid questions from children. I remember my child, my son Shia Enoch, and I named him that for a reason. He asked me, what is death, Daddy? This is 5 years old. And you know what I took him to? I took him to the light. I took him to the light switch. I said, this is life when the light is on. This is death when the light is on. Kept it simple. I didn't know elaborate nothing. Because if I can't teach a 5-year-old to a 85-year-old, then I'm not teaching nobody. You can say all them deep words all you want, but if they don't understand, they're gonna tune you out. They're gonna like, oh, this nigga here. That's what they gonna say. I'm just saying.
Every time.
You know, they're gonna be like Bernie Mac on us. He got all these big falutin words. All my books are simple. It's simple. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. My brothers, I love y'all. Thank you.
Love you too. I was gonna let you know that we, as an elder, man, we look up to y'all, man. We're grateful for this energy and this reflection back on us. We watch your videos. We have deep conversations and dialogues, and you know what I'm saying. So y'all definitely inspire us.
And
I
most
want y'all
intrinsically,
to take it deep. If that's what you're supposed to do, take it deeper. But make sure you start with the simplicity when it comes to young people. And let them choose whether they want to get deeper. That's why I respect Akibalan 44. That's why I respect Blue Pill and A.A. Rashid. They go deep. I keep it simple. Because when I break down the 1, I say, look, 1 means creativity. If you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, start being creative. Leave you alone. I'm gone. Don't second guess yourself. That's all I can tell you. I'm gone after that. That's the lesson. Next, then you keep on adding on. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to add on, not take away. Add on.
I say. And definitely expressing gratitude, because what you're doing in my consciousness on an energetic level is just bridging the gap you did between the elders and the youth, and us being able to retain this information that y'all have got that's not as frequently talked about, like the books and what I'm saying, these different methodology and things like that. So I'm just grateful in that aspect because it's needed, and that's embodying holisticism as a tribe. So much gratitude and love unto you, man, for sure.
Because remember, brothers and sisters out there, remember, we are the past, the present, and the future. Remember that. Our past is our blood. Our body is our present, and our sperm and ovum is the future. We are that one time, bang. We living in the now. That's why go listen to The Power of the Now by Eckhart Tolle. The power of the now. We are the past, present, and future, right in our embodiment, right now. Because remember, cells are being burnt out of our system all the time. It's recirculating. The blood is recirculating, but our blood is our ancient DNA, the bloodline. We got the past in us. We in the present right here, showing each other. We talking to each other, and then we gonna create children. There is your future. Stop playing. It's so simple.
Stop playing with him.
It's so simple.
Stop playing with him.
Let me ask y'all. Was that simple?
I say very simple.
Very much so.
I don't have to be deep on that. Be simple. I just explained it to you. Past, present, future. We are the eternal now. We are living in the now every day of our life, every moment of every second of our life. We are the now. Period.
Like that. Period.
Mic drop on that.
I know. I got my mic over here too. I'll go grab it. I'll go grab it, but it's too big. It's one of those big Yeti mics. But I love it, man. I gotta go, man. My queen my empress gonna be saying, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
much gratitude.
All of y'all out there, all of y'all, please continue to support these great brothers, because I used to be an opening act all the time, and now I'm a closer sometimes. Now I'm a closer, but I used to, and every artist from hip hop, R&B, they was all opening acts. Did you know Prince used to open up for Rick James? Did you know Biggie used to open up for Tupac? Did y'all know these things? These are things, man. We got Tupac used to open up for Digital Underground. He used to dance for them. Right. It was all opening acts. We are all opening acts, and if we don't have people that support our energy, because it takes other energies to make us a better energy so we can do what we got to do for the future, because all of us here are trying to create a legacy that will become a dynasty that will live into infinity. That's why you can go to Kemet right now and see the astrology sign on the wall and see our faces on the wall. They have a legacy that turned into a dynasty that we can see into infinity. They can't take that down. They can alter, but they can't take it down. I love y'all, man. Love y'all.
Man, much love and gratitude and reciprocations.
And we're gonna
Much
and when it comes to this live,
yes,
if you want this live, you can upload it to your YouTube, whatever you want to do. I can actually like send you the audio, the whatever you want.
I'm gonna do it. I'm
gonna send everything over to you. You know what I mean?
Y'all
go tap in with the guy. Y'all go tap in with his Cash App, his Linktree. Go purchase books. You know, maybe you say I don't want a Cash App. I want to get something from it. Go buy a book.
Got PayPal, got Cash App, all of that, man. Buy a book. Remember, it's called about
information.
It's all about circulate energy. So you might circulate it by buying a book for your children. I got children's book, and I got 3 children's books that's about to come out before this year's out, before my next birthday in February. So I'm gonna have 3 children's books, and Bob Marley's Children Enlighten Me. I'm taking 3 of my lyrics that I wrote as a song and turned them into children's books. So everybody, Bob Marley just did that. Bob Marley's children, they turned One Love into a children's book, 3 Little Birds into a children's book. Go get it.
Genius.
Exactly. Yeah. Bob Marley's Aquarius like me. This is the age of Aquarius. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Why not?
Got to.
And if you are writers or y'all are writers, everybody out there should write a book. Everybody got a story. And that will start your generational wealth building, because that's about generational wealth, and you can pass it down. You can write about your children, write about your own childhood, write simple stuff first, poetry, turn it in. It's easy to upload to Amazon or Kindle or Lulu or whatever right now and have your own book to start your generational wealth building. Right now. Right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Yeah, let me get out of here, bro. I can keep on going.
Man, peace to you and the tribe as well, and
thank you.
Holding space for this time,
I applaud you, man. Let me applaud y'all, man. I wish I had my applause.
We each other.
Right, hey, come on now.
Applaud y'all, man. I gotta applaud y'all.
I say, man.
I'm gonna play this promo video to help us all be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.
Anytime, man. Let me know when you want me back on, man. I'll come on. You know the deal.
Oh yeah, we probably got about 10 more questions for you. So
I could get you and me. You bring me and Lloyd on if you want. Let's bring the elder.
Yeah.
Let's bring the elder.
I say it's how you leaving on us like that.
Right.
Love, man.
Out.
Big energy.
Oh, I say that's deep.
So yeah, peace to the God, man. I don't even feel like we should even really just be sitting here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna rock out. Let's get it, man. Peace to the God. You know what I'm saying?
Wholeness to the
I'm
tribe.
grateful, man, to the tribe once again.
Gratitude to the tribe. Wholeness to the tribe.
I say. And so I'm about to play the Shadowwork Sundays promo, merch video. And once that video is over, you know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all next Sunday. Y'all know the vibes.
I say, wholeness to the tribe.
Peace.
Candlelight in the rising and I feel amazing. Preparation.
Sorry, brothers. We knocked out.
Yeah, it was a drop the mic moment. We was like,
I got so excited I hit the computer by mistake.
We thought it was intentional.
We thought it was like it was divine. It was divine the way it happened.
It was divine.
We went out with a bang.
But thank y'all very much, man. I'm sorry.
I say.
All right. Peace and love. Wholeness.
Candlelight in the rising and I feel amazing. Preparation for early meditation. No procrastination, only elevation. I'm working with a power that can heal a nation.